Hi everyone, it's Carol from the Crafty Emporium, and today I'm bringing you a special video because the design team from Calico Collage have got together this month, and we had a chat amongst ourselves and we decided that we would do a YouTube hop. So basically I'm showing you my project today, and then listed in the description blocks, you know, below will be the remainder of the team's links, so that you can get to go and see their ideas on what they've created. Now what we've actually done is we've all used the same kit. We use the kit Travellin Through by Norella of Calico Collage, and it's based around obviously a travel theme. That's why it's called Travellin Through. And I've loved this kit. I have to say I've really enjoyed working with it. I've loved the colourways of it. I've loved the compilation. I've loved the fact that it's used a lot of vintage type maps. And I'm just going to flick through a couple of the pages for you so that you can see. So this is one of the journaling pages. What I did want to show you was this one I printed unchecked when I printed it, so it reduced the size of the page a little. This one, that was the one that I did without, I took the tick off so that it reduced it, and this one I left the tick on the printing section so that it prints it a little bit larger. And I don't know whether you'll be able to see, but if I line it up, this top edge up here, the printed edge there, can you see that this is printed just fractionally smaller, and this page here is slightly bigger? Now the reason why I'm telling you that is because when you go and have a look at Traveller's Notebook inserts, the faux dory type ones, they give you specific sizes so that it matches up with the real dory. And unfortunately for me, when I printed mine print out smaller than the actual size. So I printed my pages as large as I could so that I could get the largest possible insert, if that makes sense. And I also wanted to just show you a couple of other pages as well, because these are some of the ephemera pages. I mean, aren't they fabulous? Look, I just think they're brilliant. I really did enjoy working with this one. But they all look really vintage, but I love the colours in them as well. Just great. Anyway, those are some of the pages. Now I actually made a complete Traveller's Notebook because I wanted to have a go at making the whole thing, and I do have a reason, but I can't share that with you because it's going to be a surprise for someone. If this worked out okay, then I'm going to make another one for this particular person, and that's all I'm going to say on that. So I had to have a go at making the whole thing just so as I could see. Now I learnt a lot from doing it, and there are a few things that I would do differently, but nevertheless it was good practice. So I used a faux leather. I don't know whether you can see that properly, but I used a faux leather, and I'd got this from a shop in Bradford where they sell Indian fabrics and for wedding saris and stuff like that, and this was one of the embellishments. So I placed that on the front because I thought it looked pretty, and then I did the elastic closure. So we open it up, and I think, if I remember rightly, hang on, let me just check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I did 4 inserts for mine. And so this first insert, so I've done it as though you are actually going away on holiday somewhere, and you wanted a book where you'd got everything, where you could put everything together. So this particular insert is to do with dates and times. Is that dates and times? And we open it up, and so basically what I did here was on the inside cover I made a folder which is it's got the Doobry Watsits thingy-majiggies there, whatever they're called. Now I know that you're screaming at the camera and what they're called, but there you go. So one of them, so that you could get loads of bits of information in here. And so I've included some of the ephemera So like any special tickets, plane tickets, or I pinched, I didn't say pinch, did I? I didn't say that out loud. I loaned quite a few of these Virgin Train timetables because I just thought they were brilliant. So I got lots of those. But I thought you could include things like maps, so then you could mark off where you've actually travelled to if you're travelling around Europe, maybe. So I thought that was quite a handy pocket for quite chunky bits and pieces. And then the majority of this particular insert is lined paper, of which there are 3 different types in the kit, one of which is plain and 2 of which have got sort of slightly patterned edges on, but I'll point them out to you as we go through. This one I just paper clipped, it was a spare bit I'd got left over, so I just paper clipped it onto the edge of the page. So this one, this is one of the other lined papers, so that's one of them. This is the other one. No, that was the third one. That was the plain lined paper. This was one of them which had got quite a deep banner at the top and the bottom of a map. So yes, I did mostly the plain one in here. Yeah, and flip up there, and then put a couple of journaling cards there. And then on the back page I did a couple of pockets and put a card in there and a card in there. But again, another little great place for putting in little tiny maps, like little street maps and things. So that was insert number 1. Insert number 2 was all to do with notes. Notes, not the notes you sing. I can't sing, but so on this one, when you open it up, I did take these out so you can see. So I did a double pocket here. So this one's a flip at the bottom, and then there's a pocket there and a pocket there. This was one of the lined papers with the banner at the top and the bottom, and this was the other lined paper, so that you'd got like this banner sort of round the edge of the page and stuff. But these were some of the ephemera pieces from out of the kit. And then on this piece here, I used one of the lined papers again, and I laminated it, and I used the lines as a guide to just cut a gap between, so that you could put your paper clips on, so that they're ready for utilising. So it's a little bit like a mini dashboard. So that went in that pocket there. I had a double pocket there, so I joined the 2 pages together. And again, cut out some of the ephemera pieces. I love this one. Do you think that's so lovely and colourful? I like that one. And put that in the pocket there. Little thumb holes so that you can get things in and out. So there, look, you can see, look, so this one has got the image going around the edge of the page, and that one's got the banner top and bottom. But again, just lined papers. Little bits of flip outs, make it a little bit more interesting. And then again at the back, another pocket, put a Cafe Nero card in there. So again, you could use that as a pocket actually, that way. Yeah, anyway, just, you know, if you pick up little bits and pieces on your travels, some tourist information boards and things, or places where you've stayed. Excuse me. Yes, excuse me, I'm still not well from my asthma, and I've just had a little stint in hospital, so I'm still not quite running on all cylinders at the minute. Some more of the ephemera pieces. This was a piece that I'd got from somewhere else, this little card, but this was another little mini dashboard that I'd made. So what I did was I laminated one of the pieces of paper, and I put bits of washi tape on there and some longer strips of washi tape on the back, so that you can peel them off to use anywhere within your notebook, so that you've got them to hand. And again, got the double pocket and the flip up at the bottom. So that was that one. So that's insert number 2. Insert number 3 is journal. So I've done this one more like a junk journal. Excuse me, I need a slurp of tea. Lubricate my throat a bit. Sorry. So I've done this one more like a junk journal, but obviously traveller insert size. And of course I had to have Big Ben on it, British, you know, all of that. Go to the inside, and I use some suede looking paper. Love these tickets. And what I did up here, I don't know whether you've seen these before, but wrong way, Carol, typical. So that flips up. I forgot what they call these. That flips up. It's an echo. And then what you do then is you can insert your bits of writing paper on there. I think I'm making a bit of a hash of this, but there you go. And then these were the bits that were left over, so I just trimmed those down. So you've got some smaller versions as well. And then put that back on there. Slide those across, pop that down. Slide them that way, pop that down. Slide them that way. And then they're all locked inside. So it just means that you've then got some sheets of writing paper that are removable. So you can make some notes on there. This first page here I've made into a pocket with a flap. Used one of the cutouts of the kit and popped inside just a piece of coffee dyed paper and one of the journaling pages I'd got left over, so that's for writing on. That sits in there. Some more pages of the kit, and this one I just I'd got a postcard. No, that was the postcard from the kit, I think. And then I did a tag with some of the leftover paper. This I went to my local tourist information board, and because I live in York, which is a really well-known tourist area, they had a lot of tourist information stuff, and I thought some of them were quite nice, so I decided to put that one in there. Put a doily in. Cut out some of the shapes off some of the papers, and this is coffee dyed paper, so I stuck them on there in a little dotted line, so it was a little buzzy bee. Another cut out from one of the journaling pages. Did some more sort of stitched lines there. Did a coffee dyed glassine bag, of which this is some of the ephemera. It's upside down. Some of the ephemera from the kit and some more that I'd got from elsewhere. Put some washi tape on the edge of the bag. Another journaling page, and these are the tickets that were in the kit as well. Here I used one of the pockets from the kit and put washi tape down the side. Leftover bits of paper, made it into a tag, and I just used some stringy stuff. I forgot what you call it, twine. And pop those in there. Here I just ripped part of the page to make it into a pocket. Put some more of the note cards from the kit in there. Coffee dyed paper with some washi tape on. Some of the lined paper, and again what I did here was I joined the two pages together to make a pocket at the top. And then when you get into the pocket, I made one of the pages and folded it into 4, but cut it into a tag shape at the top. So it means that you can either have the whole sheet just as it is, concertinaed up, or if you wanted to cut down those crease marks, then you've got 4 individual tags there. Here I inserted an envelope into the middle and stuck the flap of the envelope up so that it made 2 little pockets there, and then cut a bit of the envelope off the top there so that it made a pocket at the top there and there, which I'll show you those in a minute. Stuck a note card on this side and stuck a note card on that side, and in this, behind this note card, I cut out some of the banners so that you can decorate your own paper clips up with those. You know, once you sat on the train travelling or on the plane, you can start to make those things up. And the same on this one. I cut some strips of paper that I'd got left over, just folded them in half so that they can be utilised for decorating or making extra little notes on and sticking in. And then these at the top, what I did here was I used 2 of the long note cards, stuck glassine bag on the back, and then in this one with leftover bits of paper, one left in, I just cut out various tag shapes and sizes. Oops, losing them now. So they sit in there so that they can be utilised throughout your journal. Put it back later. And then in this one I did some more little cutouts, so again they can be cut out at your own leisure to utilise. Did the same with this one as I'd done on that one, in that I stuck the 2 pages together to make a top loading pocket, folded one of the pages into 4 so that you've got cuttable tags. That's been wearing up my time here. Cut out a little bit of the pattern off one of the pages, some more of the ephemera. Here I did a double corner flip, so you've got a little tiny one there and a big one there, and both become pockets as well on coffee dyed paper. Here I put some of the banners on and one of the journaling cards. Ripped one of the corners of the pages. This was another ephemera piece from the tourist information board in York. Here I made a little envelope out of one of the pages, cut out one of the shapes so that that acts as a stopper. Here did a flip of one of the pages. I stuck it down so that it became a pocket so that you could stick something behind, and put some washi tape on as well. The other side of the glassine bag with some more of the ephemera pieces in. This was one of the patterns that was on the pages, so I cut that out because I thought it looked a bit like a doily. Cut out one of the 2 of the journaling cards to make them into a booklet. Here I did a belly band to one of the pages and then just clipped it on there, so the paper clip's got the banners on it. This one I did it like a luggage type, suitcase type pocket, and again just more of the ephemera from the kit. Horizontal belly band there with a little journaling card to go in. Did use that suede looking paper to put some postcards in so that you could send some postcards home. So that was the journal insert, and then my last insert is my Doodles one. Oodles of Doodles. So I made a little tiny box out of one of the pocket pieces so that you could put a few pencils in there, and then just put a selection of different papers in here: graph paper, colouring paper, some artist paper, blotting paper, so that you've got something to doodle and draw on. And then on the back here I just put some washi tape on, which is a tape measure, so that you've got a little bit of a ruler. And the other thing that I did was I used my punches and punched out some shapes out of a piece of card so that you can use that then as a bit of a stencil. And that's the last of my inserts. So I did 4 in total. So I hope that you enjoyed that and it inspired you to go and have a look at not only the remainder of the design team projects, which, as I say, are listed below, so please click on the links and go and have a look at their beautiful work as well. But I hope it's inspired you to go and have a look at Norella's Travellin Through kit, because if you're going away on holiday or somewhere special, it's a lovely kit to utilise. But thank you very much for watching and listening to my croaky voice. There's more to come, so thanks very much for watching, and hope to see you again soon. Toodle pips.